we had completed scalar and vectors. Scalars having magnitude only, vectors having magnitude and direction. After that we discussed types of vectors and how can you add, subtract, multiply the vectors, what are the composition of vectors, composite vectors, addition of vectors. For the addition of vectors you learnt triangle law of vector addition, parallelogram law of vector addition and polygon law of vector addition. In triangle law, parallelogram law, only two vectors are required, but in case of polygon law, set of vectors, that means more than two vectors are required. There is no need to derive resultant vector in triangle law parallelogram. R is equal to square root of a square plus b square to ab cos theta. There is no derivation for you. Okay, it is the analytical treatment for CBSE, CHSE students, but for diploma students there is no derivation. And basic important is today's topic is resolution of vectors. I think all of you are very much familiar with the decomposition reaction. In chemistry, decomposed, and when a compound is broken down into simpler substance, suppose calcium carbonate is heated, so CaO plus CO2, calcium oxide and CO2 form. Similarly, when a vector is divided into two or more simple vectors in a such that their combined effect is same as that of that given vector. The process of splitting a vector into number of vectors is known as resolution, and the vectors into which the given vector is splitted are known as component vectors. Okay, then when vector result, suppose acceleration result into acceleration, suppose acceleration result into ax I cap plus ay j cap. This is known as rectangular components of a vector. This is known as rectangular components of a vector. Let us see. Suppose this is x axis, this is the origin, this is x axis, this is the y axis, x axis. Suppose this is the OP position vector, you are taking one vector, that when that vector is result into AX, okay, AX, it is AY, you can say, okay, but you can write this one is AX I cap, this is AY j cap. I cap means along the x axis unit vector, j cap means unit vector along y axis. Okay, so similarly it makes angle theta. When that vector makes angle theta along x axis, so ax is equal to a cos theta and ay is equal to a sin theta. Suppose this one is equation 1, this one is equation 2. Now squaring both the sides, ax square, squaring and adding ax square and ay square is equal to a square cos square theta plus a square sin square theta. If we take the common a square, so cos square theta plus sin square theta is equal to 1 and you are getting the a square. So it is another equation, equation 3. But a is equal to how much? Ax square plus a y square, equation 4. If we will draw this line perpendicular to this one and join this one, suppose OP, this is Q, it is S. So tan theta is equal to P by B, P by B, that means PQ by this OPQ right hand triangle, it is 90 degree, PQ, P by B, OQ. So the PQ is equal to how much? It is AY So ay by ax. So theta is equal to tan inverse ay by ax. This is the rectangular components of a vector. Okay. Ax, how can you write? Always makes this vector makes angle theta with respect to x-axis. That's why you will clearly understand motion in a plane while I will teach the projectile motion. Okay, it is very tough. Now this is the portion for rectangular components. You can suppose you will tell that velocity vector, you can write this one vx I cap plus vy j cap in 3D. If you will take the z axis, it becomes the 3D. So can you write this one? If you will, sir, can you write ax I cap plus ay j cap plus az k cap s? I cap connected with the x axis, j cap connected to the y axis, k cap j connected with the z axis, because they are known as unit vectors and base vectors. Okay, orthogonal triad of unit vectors, I cap, j cap, k cap, known as orthogonal okay, orthogonal triad of unit vectors or base vectors So while you are taking A, if you will tell that, sir, I will take B, so it is bx by. If you will take C, cx what letter you will take? Letter means that vector. When that letter, with any letter you write and give arrow sign, that I have already taught in previous classes. Any letter you write and above that arrow head, it acts as a vector. It can be splitted. If it is splitted into two or more vectors, it is known as resolution and its components. Okay, so in this way you have to learn the rectangular components of a vector. Vector is resolved into two components. You can say it is rectangular components. Now, suppose you are walking on the ground. You press the ground. We press the ground means you are doing some action. So you want to go forward, but we are not walking on straight always. That makes some, suppose you are here, you want to go this place, it is x-axis, you are standing, this is y-axis, and while you are going pressing, you make some angle theta, inclined angle theta along x-axis. So suppose it is f, so f becomes fx, okay, that fx, it is fy, f ta fx हो गया, fy हो गया, along x axis fx, along y axis fy, f हो गया f sin थीटा, और ये कितना हो गया f cos थीटा. तो f cos थीटा हो गया along x axis और y axis में हुआ f sin थीटा. तो एवरी केस, तो जिसका साथ थीटा है वो cos थीटा हुआ. ये along जो हॉरिजॉन्टल, ये दिस इज नोन एज हॉरिजॉन्टल कंपोनेंट, दिस इज नोन एज वर्टिकल कंपोनेंट. ये वर्टिकल एक्सिस वर्टिकल कंपोनेंट, horizontal axis horizontal component. Okay, now what you are doing, while you walk, you press the ground, at the same time earth also exerts equal and opposite force on the feet. तो यहाँ क्या हो गया ना, W हो गया. तो W को बैलेंस कौन कर रहा है, f sin थीटा, लेकिन f cos थीटा को बैलेंस कर रहा है और आगे बढ़ने के लिए f cos थीटा ही हेल्प कर रहा है आगे बढ़ने के लिए. सो हियर f cos theta horizontal component helps the person to move forward. Okay, it is the case of while a man walking on the ground.